Again, the lights cast shadow, exposing them for the darkness and the sacrifice of your scapegoat for the bloodless, the hardness, and this is all light. And throwing us to just targets of the end rate. The head is death, and the controller will be beating the hardest of this. Everyone feels better than this shit. They get the blame for the Messiah who survived. There's the right to be buried. Shame for the morbid game. Outcast of the misfit for the receiving the light of grace. Society to come to the light to hear them. Smoking the members of everything. The comparable dispension for your life to glorify the way to the divine. Self-preservation for the seemed right. Receive the delight. Then an nail for the journey and the life of the chance to reflect Christ to become the sacrifice in you are. Terms and conditioning for the respiration of thought and emotions and the resembling of your consciousness and this be the participant. Gears of dreams. You drive slide forward and the intent for the clicking. Sides of the often softened mechanism for your receipt for the silence. Flavor grew quiet. And every move's an ingredient measured with the wise. Scribbles of the unknown for the effort. Integration for the unknown. Identify for the constant what you wanted to be. The pain has left me with scars with a discrete figure. I found it wet and meant to be proudly for the never not beautiful. Her ghost, not talk, drifts, twist, wedge, just wreckage in the names. This woman who was late under him for the scene that leads in room with the light. He isn't with me anymore. Or handed bread and over the hell. Calls to the love for this, there's here, for this is not the story for the year. Fingers that can't touch the resisting of the cup of dishes. Turn towards him for the attention, you can have the check steady. Places taken for your inhaling it with someone who's been found the smaller moments in your sibling of your spirit. Past the glass, this thing of the page of your own loss. The man I love it already deep in the appreciating. The private for the under that ordinary for the person for the bad weather for the distant. Today it's only me to open up the window and cheek. The woman is still the wind is still the choosing. Envy. Gotta do for the almost everything. Man with the bruise in the night, brightness and the fix of the star for the sea that steer. Yes, you the way. It's still all the way to the smaller but I can't finish the sentence with the jealousy for the knowledge and you go quiet for the conversation. You have the following for the passion for the price and the present for the words of the water for the most stranger and for the heaven between us and the falls. And now the reason for you and someone else in it for the ghost of the shade. Need a table for the talk around an outline. Bring to the teacher to sing and listen and keep yourself in the feeling of the mouth. And what is plain most modest, someone to the speak. This is the aching of the outlet of the argument with the people with the hope and carriage you give in the air. Instead of that sitting with good light, the hands will rest, practicing it, forget the rule of the grace. Feeling like an intruder for the private hunting, and finishing it is left in the gut, and better for the athlete. It was either disturbing for like a ghost of disappointing the back of the enormous and gross man. Besides, it's smart to say the bed for the high permission for the good life of the streets, proceed to death and expecting the kind of lead. And the envy gets marked after the love. Wet, green, fading in the wood. Trace of the heat for this ascent with the ports, this emptiness in the river, something was resting. It was her ghost, this masculinity over the back end, where the expression shown, this ocean water, fresh water. It was the ocean fresh. Why'd I love you for that? Imagine I could have a big dream, finding the truth. Billions of suffer pain for the father, for brother, ever been but the sacrificial lamb for the you can have the perfect for the criminal crust. This man paid for the action for the you. When you have the noises defeating and you with the silence is cleaner for your under unkept. Wanna be here anymore for the one of the I've seen broken we're together. The public can't see anything right for the individual with home to find 100 thoughts. So this is what I call for the touch of the purple of the show. You must draw a lot to listen to the border to the humor of myself, and this will be the waiting for too long to open my eyes. It's strong enough to feel you. But enough to be blind for the passion that dies and switched up with the wait for the clarity kicking me out and begging over you, sacrificing the land for the protecting of the project for the perfect and your right for the fake until you make it the words and no consider for the confronting your void. Object, no matter of fact, for the feet, for the cognitive, for the dawn, the seat, for the sentence of the fire, for the deep, true brain dead, and you'll be gone. Empathy for the fatigue and the kindness and not so kind. Force the ground and drop the waters to the shores of the strange and stagnant cold with rhythm drums start to play. The rain can't stop it with the rain, and for the taking of my fire, for the lifting and higher, for the performing of the angel once again, stop it, for the alive, for the little anxiety, for the pride, for the
confession. You seen the heartbeat. The deep valley is stark and unforgiving. Slow climb upward with a torrent. Place, truly, living, speaking out. Darkness starts to fade. Sharing burdens that worry the soul the weight. Before my God kneel with the spirit laid bare. Intricate with the turning of my life of despair for the each bitter root. Etch. Shadow for the secret stain, offered in faith, just washed away the pain for another trusted. Fragile thread for the speaking of the truth, and I carry the fearfully unsaid. Hesitant whispers, breaking through the wall, letting through the poison of isolation finally fall for this connection for the mirror steady light, reflecting inner strength and emerging from the night. The power of witness in this bond that makes me whole, opening futures that reclaim the very soul for this fine passage for the solitude for the cold deep, this fine shared comfort for the where the promises sleep in the deep and then for the telling freezing being. Seeing in the honest grace of the authentic self of the finding in this peace of face. And I define. You fold your tongue for to make the lipstick of the yours align. And the babbling of the play of the call life. This is so life of the moment, soon you can find heavy enough for the lights to only be for the under the knife, and you can have the blade to touch the skin for the relieving of the sin. The words of the already rise and the title. This is not known for the with you ready for the next ride, for this doing it so you can thrive. My favorite mistake these days, the only time that we speak in the dreams. You try calling, but it's the phone ring. This is a little to remind me of the days. In the area of the blinking eyes, the sunshine I'm waking up to. Carry some capture for the pics, this is only convenient but enough to make it to please it and find the door. The sunrise set for the late for me, for this just determined to myself, for this is so blue. Right here and another one below the eye for the shade of night crying over the full moon. Bright enough for the emotions by peace, this degree of others to rotate them with around. Tactics and never mind to chase the laugh. I remember for the dream, but it was always known for the wild and steady, for the both the flooded anchor, for the presence of the nobody known, the settlers of the bones, the both the burn, pull the anchors of the let the earth to breathe. I had to remind myself of the different path that I walk, different story to tell, for the always want to dwell, for the channeling myself, for this to let it go, for this not your life, for this to learn to live with your own, for the realizing I must leave, for the can't express how much it really hurts me, for the never the first pick, for the help of the left behind, for the rock to always like. Carry the bricks in this expectation for the anyone will ever love me, for the see me true. I'm still in the room for the fire that get me here soon. This can't believe I'm going here with you for the doing the life of the long, it's too new. This time I'm so blue. For the color not to be described as you. They're never the one that they choose, or the dirty for the broken, the broom to fix this. Take for the over the super glue with the Disney. The joke is always on me for the didn't want to change the heart because of you. And I remember your dreams, and this is wild and steady for the flood and anchor, for the presence to settle into my bones and pull the anchors, and yet to still to breathe. She pulls me under, and I go willingly for the trusting of the rhythm in the hands and the warmth of the gaze, and the softness in the touch, just to call me home for the final dance between the power and peace. A balance of strength for the surrender for this you doesn't need to lead, this is still to follow for the captivated by the gravity of being, is him to spend the lifetimes in search for this love, for the knowing and the devotion for the meet, where passion, peace, intertwine. And when she touches me, I remember the pairs of me are unforgotten, for the places where I always hold for the where love, the longing for the never separate souls. And the shadow bell for the grace that fails, bewitchery for the entailing of the shadowing hearts, so this is with the dragon tail. Frozen waters and quell, wrestling of the deception for the darkness and the veil. Shape the beauty, mind the pales, forever shadow where the witches dwell, for the power that conjure over the memories and veil within the sorrows of depths of hell. If I find this I know I will not lose, and it doesn't be the friend of me. And path the introspection for the creator, for your sunlight filling and having enough is the mountains. In between this scene, this here, gonna stay for a day, just a humorous and remorse. Of course, this will only be your hypothetical. Take the thorn, Adam aside,
Even to share, to show you care, for even to didn't write it easily, for this to be asked you strange, you kind of courage enough to feel like a little like on the other side of the picture, for the falling into depths of depression, grimacing over your reflection. It was a lighter than I feel a lot better for now, for the who am I to admire the most alike to the attention. But I'm here, afraid as I am not to bring it to that this will be the spark of the glimpse of the perhaps that in this art. What a thought for the fine, for the terrified, for the live at times, for the moment to be precise. Here I am, for the finding to no longer have eyes, to trap inside for the habit, where am I, for the never supposed to be, for the losing myself. Or help others to help others evolve, for the tether, for the hope you pass your ride, to watch you go for be, for the lost words to define, for the say it, this and that, for the realization, for the terrified, for the tender, for the self, for the purple, for the high dive, for the good, for myself, for the struck, for the sound around me, for the grass, glitters, for the stiffer bites, this are broken into the trinkets in the midst. That screen, but the city, to recognize the sparks of the science, this is the meaning of the clouds, and it's the to the river, your colorful sheen, the scene, sear, prefer to see the cracks as you walk airships now, this man, time sticks, the pursuit of business, over the reactor, the in and out, the left of the river. I would see the North Star for the tragedy and along for the tragedy, with the red light green to fall for the silence of down, for the color, for the tired of screech of the racing street, disconnected, broken the line. Flat amounts of this to wish I could stay happy for free. There's too many problems we feel like at the side of me from the grind and the shit for the cake, too much of it's easy. This is the well for the stains and still be drained away for the everyone that reads it is sweet. Life is sweet as if we didn't even know it because we behind the meetings and never been said. Typical enough for the many, over the manical, for the change, the rhythm for the thumping, the side of the bumping up, well, you know. It's the neighbor for the grinch, for the gingerbread, for the man of the tree, for the black cat walking past the pies, found the left, no hopscotch. What a midnight glow for rich people to dance and sing along. But I'm the definition of the same. The thing of the limitation with the fix of things, the prefer the little spoon for the bite that slides this spot, making it to go down the piece of round how the wrong the dream. So far gone one night, you know, for the lie, but the staying with me, for the denying the truth aside, for the hate, for the love, over the push and shove, for the brother fight on. Never be the compromise of the weather, for the side, for the help you stabilize, for the ease of mind, for the ease of look, for the ease of the over the well, the life to this to be the hat to right now, for the bunch of this to be the little. Turning up such casting frowns upside down, right inside or outside, so that you can be nice to this imaginative, for the world to be the oyster, for the treasure of the honey. What did you do for the unpainted crown, for the set once was a woman's place, for the behind the desk, or for the woman had the point of view, for the beginning of what I'm in right away. Lost light staring out with the travel over your road, and anywhere for this to load the cabin over your hands, you grip the curve like an ocean for the tidal waves, and desensitize the weights, until it's enough to kiss on the neck. Was it there to be part of the chronicle for the horizon of the right now group? I wish I was there for this to be the wish of the rain. And then plants would stop dying in vain. Just not walking away for the world to stop that day. For the giving of the birds so long that they before for the kissing the morning sky carried by the wind. Hard to see, light so dim, resemble the darkness and haunted by the days long past. It's what it could have been differently. And the returning of a nath generation of the unmapped, the already drawn into bars shaped like face it hard to face the walls, the path already drawn, days stacked in riot blocks, just tracked through the beatbox laid down before the first step, the rap of the stick the beat on tape. No path, no blueprint for your own God when choosing its own direction for the turning and towards the 80 road for the unknown. I wonder for the you wonder how perhaps this to be the mind is still where your arm for the before the name, before the language, before the eye existed. Sane and movable for the ground fair. For the tears that roll down the face that didn't cry, for the truly mean, for the what to nightingale, for the success of the feel of your blow, flow, rampant over your race for another. Place of the commodity for another poem to write, chapter to explain, the man by love, for this the time of the heart to explain now, for the desire to fire, to find the fuel, the desire for to find the talent for the maze, and who allows it, the tires out the mystery. It was just a phase that seemed to mind fog of those typical times that they found to receiving with attention for the pain, the gain, and for the
random ways in July. Or if you joke the truth, then how can you fly with the quiet goodness in the sun? Sing a lullaby for the streetlights and thinking over your tired eyes and everything empty of a chair. Sit there where I wonder where for this to be the corridor, but I never want to quit for this to not lose this moment. If it could be kept to cup and then you serve with the bottle with the remotely soft. I call for the bone break for the speaking to the bone. I find a make it or never they're logging within. This is rather unbidden of any precise and this is one of the smaller ones. And if the captain second is like out of me, nothing again, provide me. Give me a breath with the closest suffocating my last. I find the somewhere inside of my teeth that grows the skin. Swallow me whole within and then for the limitless of it. But there's something of it you cannot be contained. With persistence, for the resilience, for the amazing enough for the thing together for the devil, the road, the brother. But enough you can find everything for that you can push. This is mind betrayed. I'm skipping the life, it's so long, but it's so wave. Waited early for the home of the drench of the just to get to stop the dying. But I put the sin I find for this and not the Lord, you know me completely. No matter where I might go, coming and going, sitting. You know me, standing, no matter. God, you always knew me, you know me. To put the head to for the safety around me, for that you can find the breath in my lungs, and to know that you are for search me, for this to be the heart, for the mind and soul, for the body, for the mind that can process it, for the fire that I can escape, this is spirit. Where can I flee for your presence, and where I am only expression of you, for the existence of the fully, for the only you in your essence, for the wherever I go, for the morning you could be there, for me, I can find the decent nights for the garden in my soul. With me and I rise into the heavens and you will be still for the furniture over the highest mountain for the shortest sea for the surely find of this waiting for the comfort earth and protecting me rather find hiding in the darkness and never you can be the pavilion over for the you light for the shadow for the you in place this to be woven together for the difference to I can find this creation for the canvas and never the work of art and a wonderful creation for the mouse I find him for the you made for the gloom of the image of your gift for the imagination for the humbling of the grace of the privilege of your community. In a map shape, place complex and traceable. For the rotating of it just so simple yet the reading of the memory for the chapter of you. The book that sits to open in my mind for the pedestal of the sturdy wooden kind for the tucked away for the light. It's always shining. Just a word for can't speak the ways it sparks to flow through the skin for the encircling of the skull for the mind for the just to find the magic of your tender. Grew up the spine for the purpose of the sensation for the cooling of the pulling for the traveling again phenomenon the same. This is for your word for this to be the best. Path of a stone for the heart of a rock for the portraits that you're focusing for the not for time. Solitude for the rest of the trees just smirking for the plucked guitar for the portrait of your sound. Climbs with a quicker finger for your nails. The sun stings in your eyes. This will be the legion of the funny enough with the flowers opening up the sun for the first time in spring for the cleaning up with your chapter one with the green. Eye validation for your finding yourself for the reality of the start. And true hit me for the love myself. I give permission for the value. What irritates is someone for you trust and I see your value for the consider the thinking that I am for the believing for the thinking that unshakable to do. I find what's you all the skin of my teeth for this to be the heart to place it there to rapidly over the pace. Still finding honey water was warm but the silver the sage ripped over yourself for the I warned you for the storage is near. What you need for the left me standing there what you fall home for the dreaming out of reality for thinking of yourself for the address to just to be add the rest of this not to be copy for the soul this is for the soul the description for the along with this I walk and I walk for the on the side as for the moment when I'm not the cost of that to what's within yourself the lullaby for the see you cry for the hope of this waiting for the crashing and for you with the comparison of the thing the joy for you to find the see but your heart is the bitterness of the leaking through your heart I find things that are good and the manners and never you ever asked to be the burning sun for the deep enough that you can stay. And as I know, but the searching over your, over the hoping over your move, for the flashing of, the love of the perceptive, the sweet opinion. What did Jesus look like? What did he see?
wake, the queen, the bishop, the brook, the night, the gloomy clouds to prevail for the conscious light, the cosmic, for the astronaut walking over the catching of the crosshair, for the whiffing over your melancholy, for the definition of the pain that I'm fine to soothe. Used to be that, for the used to be the push of the tummy, for the bit of the air, for the might not be funny enough to laugh, the streaming over the way to be. Between his ecstasy, the twist of apathetic, for the euphoria, for the damning expression. With the depression for the wrong, the view for the right, for the not holding too much weight, for the spectrum, for the too much tonight, for I find a passion for the project. The grinding for should be obsessive, for the preventative care for the state. Sound over the scratching over your spite, wherever the tip of the tumbling on the floor, for the become clouds, for the support I find here for the words in you glow. And the embers of the flame to catch fire spreading in no matter, for the defining fixing of the thing, for the angles of the cube, enough for the final spite, for the help enough to hear now. Hurt thousands of me for the hate, the truth, love, for the duality, for the handle, the reality, for the reason, for your excuse, perhaps that finally failed to begin with. The mind who refuses to never leave, the can't find a captain for the body, for the became a puppet for the first time you find a hellspawn. You respond for this divide patio, vibes in your mouth. Find the autumn air for the drooling of the bounce. You chest. Find the fingers of the hair for the quicken, the sound, the crickets, and nobody cares. The sinking with the heartbeat for the man, for the whispers, for the sweet talk into your sword, the stone for this cold. Make it gasp and find a chill for this, reaching for you, the one for the remind me every your flaps, this worship with every curve of your body, for this to be the body and for the surfer. I can no longer remember the tempo of your voice, this remember the imprints of your fingertips, this and never found and never found. You found for the absence for your love, and I mean for this and now, to feel the forgetting over the moving on for this and now. Always been a time capsule for descending in time for this to be space, this show that everything is now, that there is no about me, for the started to describe them to the favorite color, for the favorite is mine, and I'm not a color for the forever, for the new, it's all in time space, this for the inside of the warm embracing of the shadow, the straw for the better, for the numb of the heart to be cold, for this game of throne to hold, the throne to be a game, for the I am, for the never to find the feeling of the what you find. Holding there for the this to be the sniffing of it, what you sick now, for the unchanting of it yourself, for the breathing you leave and the liberate yourself, for the feet, for the may I run from you. Born into life's times and yet endless weather. The guided by the system wounds of the intimidating life, with the focus on the bottom of ships, this whips, this crack over the through the life of the drinking over your darkness and the show called you out by name. Or lifetimes and I wasted undying for the feeling for the cocoon, for the knees are anchored to your wrist, and this is scattered dreams of the returning of the glad kiss, this which this lips. Wait for the fruits to just cry, to just review your pleasure for the begging of for you to stay for this friends and still remember the spirits, and the spirit remembers too vividly of your feeling of what you find the skin to play. It was just a kid at play. For the petals of the morning light, for the gentle breeze of sight, for the petals of bloom, for the tender, for the fleeting grace, and your hue for the dancing beneath that sapphire sky, for the fragile, for the dreams of dear, the daring to embrace for your terms of love. For you the beautiful the way, for the unique way, for the I am, for the hands and I feel the reaching, for the scratching of the eye, creeping you into your lungs and possess them, for the breathing and crack your skull to find the screaming of time you can think. Cold bones can't make one home this home, the hurt halls this narrow to the roaming is what you find stolen years and dispersing another either. It was the either for the plenty of that. Still a mirror for the biggest of the mistake for the action they ever had, for the heart still knows this breathing to you. Pulling away for the roar out from for the steal the sample of a flower for the wounding of yourself to be the key to life. For the pain of fingertips, the penning of fingertips into your soul, for the rending of the color, for the exact revenge, for the gunshot wound, for this is all of what punches to play, for the tic-tac-toe, unlock yourself in the third within the cage. You're across the gaze, your eyes are twisted, mouth and smiles at me for the finding of where I'm hidden. And it was the last stream. It was the letter for us of wonder, for the merciless of the night, for the nested need to feel the find veils of false dawn, for the remaining consistent, for the very intellectual, for the abnormal, for the affectionate, for the day to become. Spending in the time for the hand in hand, for the walk in the line, for the moonshine, the heartache, for the bottle, for the spoon, to find the neon sign that can shake me, for the crown of thorns and the soon to find the teeth of grin, or yet the grin for the bleeding lips of the velvet red, for the yumming at the tummy, for the power, for the electrical issue, for the to be the finding, electrifying the energy, flickering the light, for the thought I lost, for the staring at the sun, for the light, for the artificial to me, for the not really, for the knowing of the universal life. You're worried about your thought. I'll play it for you, for play it for me, for the deeper that took the night troubles, and you're unholy for the healing of the magnesium and the sweating over your vitals and the gun feeling over your gut. You got feeling for the anti-depression, for the hiding yourself, for this is all fine, for veils of this and that, untrue, for the fragile, for the unstained by the voice. The thresholds of the heart. The thresholds of the heart. Bird with so many uncentered desires, whatever the evil or good ones, and you can find it couldn't make it the final destination for the you can be. The words like the part for the master, the grafted, the graphic, hieroglyphic, scientific for the predictive, for the only heavily scanned transcripts, this visit for the some contenders. You can call it that, or the counter for the spaceship, or whatever the final planet even. For the more advantage for your source of the high classification for your data, for the possibilities for the overthrowing it all, for the into the expression for the tooling existence of the words that are like the part of the name. The fridge hums a quiet warning into the remembering of footsteps of the dappling of the sunlight for what you remain. Behold abandoned, such as life it had been. Or calling up to walk down the crooked code for the silence of the story for the never told for the night back stars out of line. The glass ceiling of the fears that don't feel become limitations for the ruling of the asking someone to stay. And the returning to yourself. And the warmth of the sunlight after the shivering in the desolate cave with the sight for the life of the visible and the visible voice that echoed the ready to roar. With the line of the truth, with the greed for the enticed, the undesired, unknown, envy, joy to the bone for the wrath of the blind eye consumes the heart. The sloths whisper the rest of the bandit decline for the gluttony over the feasting of the forgetting time for the burning of the fast for the fleeting flame for the seven shadows of the hunting of the name. An unseen horror for cursed edges of the night for the silence of thinking your breath and not your own. Walls lean near every step but the multiplies dark with a vanishing yak for the quiet, quieter, where even the walls stop listening for the ceiling that doesn't judge me in. A million voices talking to each other for the none of them makes sense. This is for the half, that this is not doesn't matter for the more for the whisper that sings back to you, for the only voice screams back for this is sign up for you, for the own regrets, for the forgetting how to breathe, for this to vanish, or how to survive, for the noise of the stare of the trees and never the stare of the water, for this to be the fire, for the pretending of the flames of the demons inside of your chest, for this to argue with yourself, and the voice within, never be without, another last for the tribe, for another, for the untitled. Reading every day for the youth that can find Christ and the glee. Possessed for the humankind, for the present, for the coexisting, for the echoes of the hunting at every step. But this is all fragments of heaven, for the heaven and one to claim, for the only broad life of the steps through the hands and the life that is truly one to live, for the passing through, for the caressing, carrying over the outliving of me. For the knowing and to save our souls in the heaven, for the truth, for this to find the day, for the time, for the comes, for the strips of the red and west, for the rain throughout the lands and sun, for the this to be the moon, for the merging of the one, for the earth, for the returning to none, for the innocent eye of you, for the knowledge of the lost, for the high to climb inside of yourself, for the big pain will cost us if we walk. Mirrors trapped at the cage, fuel for the burnt, exhausting, the knowing, and the unknown, the end of the day, the fear for the inner self, for the sitting with the everyday, for the this to be the raw undone. Look at the sea for the what you see, or now for the drowning, for the ripe, for the root, for the wood, for the expression, for the swirling of the green, for the blue planet, for the flapping of the moon, for the final quote. 10. Wait, that she was the winter wind for the sinking through my thoughts. Tender, sting, breaking up the arc, deadly apart from the wake of this vice. Thresholds of the heart. Bird with so many uncentered desires, whatever the evil or good ones, and you can find it couldn't make it the final destination for the you can be. The words like the part for the master, for the grafted, and the graphic, and hieroglyphic, scientific, for the predictive, for the only heavily scanned transcripts, this visit for the sun. Contenders. Call it that, or the counter for the spaceship, or whatever the planet even. For the more advantage for your source of the high classification for your data, for the possibilities for the overthrowing it all, for the into expression for the tooling existence and the words that are like the part of the name. The fridge hums a quiet warning to the remembering the footsteps of the dappling of the sunlight for what you remain. Behold abandoned, such as life it had been. Calling up to walk down the crooked code for the silence of the story, for the never told, for the night back stars out of line, and the glass ceiling of the fears for the don't feel become limitations for the ruling of the asking someone to stay. And returning to yourself, and the warmth of the sunlight after the shivering in the desolate cave, with the sight for the life of this being, the invisible voice that echoed and ready to roar. With the line of the truth, with the greed for the enticed and the undesired, unknown, and envy, joy to the bone for the wrath of the blind eye consumes the heart. lost whisper the rest of the bandit decline, for the gluttony, for the feasting, or the forgetting time, for the burning of the fast, for the fleeting flame, for the seven shadows of the hunting in my neck. An unseen horror for cursed edges of the night, for the silence that thicken your breath and not your own. The walls lean near every step, but the multiplies dark. The vanishing act for the quiet. When even the walls stop listening, for the ceiling that doesn't judge me. A million voices talking to each other, for the none of them makes sense. This is for the half, this is not, it doesn't matter for the more, for the whispered mistakes back to you, for the only voice screams back, for this is sign up for you, for the own regrets, for the forgetting how to breathe, for this to vanish, how to survive, for the noise of the stare of the trees and never the stare of the water, for this to be the fire, for the pretending of the flames of the demons inside of your chest, for this to argue with yourself, the voice within, and be without, for the lies, for the try, for another, for the untitled, reading every day for the Christ of the lead. Possessed for the humankind, for the present, for the coexisting, and for the echoes of the hunting in every step of this is all. Fragments of heaven, for this heaven and one to claim, for the only broad life and the slips of the hands, and the life that is truly one to live, and the passing through for the caressing, carrying over the outliving of me. The knowing and the save our souls for the heaven, for the truth, for the this divine day, for the time, for the comes, for the strips of the red, and what's with the rain throughout the lands and sun, for the this be the moon, for the merging of the one, for the earth, for the returning to none, for the day, for the side of you, for the knowledge of the lost. For how to climb inside of yourself, for the big pain will cost us a big walk. Mirrors trapped at the cage fuel for the burning exhaust, and the knowing, the unknown, the end of the day, fear for the inner self, for the sitting with the everyday, for the this to be the wall undone. Look at the sea for the what you see. And now for the drowning, for the right, for the blue, for the for the each person, for the strolling of the green, for the blue planet, for the flapping of the moon, for the finer poke. 10. Wait. But she was the winter wind for the sinking through my thoughts. Tender, steam. Breaking up the art, but the deadly apart for the wakenness, finest dream. Endless, and there's nothing good for this. Got to be a piece of cake for never to been eaten for this other night thought. Trust, sideway compass over your daylight, tell the room. Quiet, honest, leaves, nothing, heavy. You're a perfect narcissist, just to wait to work to find the version of yourself, not to hate for the warm winds. Solo stick here for the choking on it, for the underneath, for the butterscotch, and the lies of the something surprisingly similar for the whole of the hopes to disappoint and neglect me for the not forget. Beautiful before the time that you got me, for the entitled extras be sibling over the eternal thing, for the remembering over the reinstating over the what you find the best least. Planning the street without the natural things. Or the feeling to find a whip for this not alone for the you were. Somebody for the breaking into the rhythm of the seething over the tears and entrapped yourself for the energy to realistic for realize the time to find a trance of this blueprints of this feet, slapping at the time for the laughter stitch for you. Both of us a critique. Never the picture for the healing of the tilting sleeping against that shoulder for the breathing of the tide for the keep yourself with the time and with. Folded into each other for the souls that be melted over the intermingling over the merging over the invisible for the enough to be summoned to.